Hello, hello, ArcThePieKing here, back with another Let's Play. Today we are going to be playing Monster Rancher Advance 2 for the Game Boy Advance. And we will be starting a new game here. This is one of those fancy, popular monster breeding type games from the early 2000s, late 90s. The genre gained a lot of popularity from Pokemon, but this is not really anything like Pokemon at all. It does have a very slight collection aspect to it, but it's not anything major. It's not the focus of the game. This is more about picking one monster and then raising it from birth until it gets too old to do anything anymore and you have to retire it, because, you know, you can't have death in a game. Heaven forbid. But I digress. You raise it, you manage its nutrition, its training regimens, you enter it in tournaments, things of that nature. So it's very much less about an adventure and more business-like, I guess is one way to put it. You are a rancher, and you are a monster rancher. And the story in this game is really not that important. It's just kind of tacked on. It's there to give you motivation to do things, but you don't really need motivation to do things. Your partner is supposedly a very famous breeder from another land. I think she was in one of the PlayStation games, and that's actually where this series got its start. Originally, it was on PlayStation. There were two games, Monster Rancher 1 and 2. The gimmick for those games was that any music CD or PlayStation game you had, you could actually use to generate a monster. You would go to the shrine, it would prompt you to put in a different CD, it would read the data, you'd put the game back in, and then it would generate a monster. And it was really freaking cool. Now, obviously, you can't put CDs in a Game Boy Advance, so they switched over to a different system called the tablet system, which I'll be showing off as soon as Holly shuts her yap. Perfect timing. And now we get to listen to this guy talk. I do like the tablet system a lot. I think it's a great substitute, a very good approximation of the feeling that you got in the PlayStation ones. And as you progress through the game, you unlock more and more characters you can put in. As in, at the start of the game, you can only use 4 characters to generate, but later you can use 6 and then eventually 8 as well. I want this to be a perfectly legitimate, not blind run, but I do not know what I'm going to be generating. I have played this game before, I'm familiar with a lot of the monster types and such, but I do not know what I'm going to get, and whatever I get, I'm going to stick with. So we're going to find out about that. And yeah, this game is very text-heavy. It came out in that unfortunate time in gaming when Japanese games really felt the need to beat you over the head, with text upon text upon text, and a lot of it's really unnecessary. It's a lot of filler that doesn't need to be there, which is why I'm flat out not paying attention to it. Now, let's see. I've got a few different ideas for what I want to put in here. I think I know what I'm going to go with, actually. My new YouTube profile picture was actually drawn by my very good friend Callie, and I'm going to go ahead and do her name, and I'm going to do it in all caps. There's the eye. And let's see what I generate. As I said, my new YouTube profile picture was drawn by her. I think she did a fantastic job, and there's going to be a link to her Facebook and her YouTube in the description of this, and apparently I can't generate that monster, so that idea's just right out. You do have to unlock certain licenses and complete certain things before you're allowed to get certain monsters, so that'll be one that we revisit in the future, I guess. I have to come up with another word on the fly now. Oh, I got one. I am ArcThePieKing, so let's make a pie. And you can skip past the animation, and oh my god, I got a Momo. I'm not okay with this. No, it is not a cute monster. It is an awful monster. Well, I said this is what we were gonna take, so let's take it. His name's gonna be Bert. Because his name is Bert. He looks like a Bert to me. Come on, Bert. And Holly actually has her own monster that she's going to use to coach ours. Coaching is an interesting thing. So there's two types of training. There's basic training, which is always available no matter what, and you can hire coaches and assign them to advanced training, which causes your monster a lot more stress, and it tires them out faster, but they gain stats faster as well as they actually, uh-oh, I didn't mean to click that. As well as they also will lose stats when they do advanced training, so there's a lot of risk-reward, there's a lot of trade-off that goes into advanced training. Just one moment, please. Sorry about that. And yeah, we're going to be registering whatever that thing's name was, Masamaro. I believe Momos are intelligence types, so let's register... Or are they? No, they might be physical types, actually. I can't remember. I've never used one, because I hate them. So... I have an idea. We will actually check. Let's see. So it has 2 physical attacks to start with. Spin Crush. Whoa! That's a really good attack to start with, actually. That's not bad at all. And Tail Whip, which is significantly worse, but, you know... Okay, this might not actually go that bad. It starts with a good trait. And its stats are not that great starting. It's got a high accuracy and a high speed. Those are not stats that I typically focus on. Okay, so it's definitely a physical type. I'm glad that I looked. And... Oh, I guess I did that. Okay, well, whatever. Alright, power and defense and lower int. Yeah, so we're going to be dumping intelligence for this. We're not going to be using any int moves. Defense and power, yeah. Lower speed, let's see. Life and power, lower intelligence, that's a good one. And let's see, power and accuracy, lower speed. Accuracy, power, lower defense. Life, defense, lower speed. We'll go with power and accuracy, lower whatever that last one was. Okay, speed. There we go. Perfect. Now, your coach, each coach has a number of coach points. Masamaro has 4, so you can assign it to 4 different trainings. We're going to go ahead and go back to the ranch. Now, when a monster is first born, it is pretty useless. It will fail training. Even when it succeeds, its stats will only go up by a couple of points. They're not great. It's pretty frustrating to get a good start, to be honest. I'm going to be playing this legitimately. I'm not going to be using save states. I'm not going to be saving and loading when things don't go my way, and that is probably going to cause me a lot of frustration, but I'll deal with it. I want this to be a good, legitimate run. Let's go over the stats real quick, actually. Overall, everything is pretty self-explanatory. Power is for your physical type moves, intelligence is for your, well, mental type moves, accuracy and speed, or accuracy is how accurate you are, speed is how fast you move around the arena, and how often you dodge, and defense and life are pretty self-explanatory. For most of the stats, the number to the right, the 155, 143, etc., don't matter. It's the number to the left that matters, your level. Every 50 points, the stat goes up a level, so the difference between 101 and 149 is very marginal. The difference between 149 and 150 is much more significant. So you want to try to hit those levels when you can. Let me take one more look at his stats real quick, as soon as I can remember where they are. And... okay, he's pretty close to actually leveling up his accuracy and his defense, so we're going to concentrate on both of those. Because he's a baby, we're not going to put him through the advanced training, as I said. That's very stressful, especially for a tot. We're going to go ahead and try the accuracy training, and he's probably going to fail it. Oh, he succeeded! That's exciting! Maybe Bert's not useless! One more training, and that should go up another level, which is great. So... yeah, we'll do accuracy training one more time, and you can skip the animations. There's that failure. There's 2 types of failures, a good one and a bad one. Let's see, he didn't do it right, which implies that he could have and he was just lazy. So yes, we want to scold that negative behavior. The other one is he I can't remember exactly the message, but basically he tried and failed, and we're not going to punish him for doing his best. And he's pretty tired, so we're going to... God, he is so ugly. We're going to go ahead and let him rest. And... going to go back to the accuracy training again. Good job, Bert. And accuracy has been leveled up, which is good. And this is just explaining about nutrition. As I mentioned at the beginning, you do manage their nutrition, what they eat, their training, and so on and so forth. Basically, if you feed them too much, then they bloat up, and that's a bad thing. If you feed them too little, then they get malnourished, and that's also bad. We're gonna go ahead and give him potatoes because they are cheap, they're filling, and he likes them. So they're a good all-around food. It's a good thing he's not very picky. He's in good shape. Let's check on his... He's obese. Excellent. We're on a roll here. And he's a glutton. He's always hungry no matter how much he eats, so that's going to be a problem for us later, but we'll deal with it. It's no big deal. We want to raise his defense, so we're going to do tackle training. And he's just going to run headfirst into that, and he failed. Good job, Bert. Let's see. He didn't do it right. I'm not okay with that. You can do better than that. Ah, good. And these are the helpers from the first game. Or, excuse me, I thought both of them were going to show up. This is... Oh, yeah, I was correct. Holly, or... Take Two, Aroma, and Zest are the helpers from the first game, and they're characters. They basically act as the friendly neighbors of this game. Oh yeah, we're gonna learn about counterattacking. Counterattacking is something new to this game, and I'm not even sure if it was ever put into a different one. Basically, exactly what it says. Pressing B in a direction will put you in counterattack mode. There is a 25% chance that your counterattack will be successful. If your counterattack is unsuccessful, the attack automatically hits, and it's an automatic critical hit. So basically, there's a 75% chance you'll get crit, and there's a 25% chance that you will counterattack them. It's not a very good maneuver at all. And Bert is also super tired. This is pretty much an unwinnable fight in most scenarios. And I cannot seem to remember how to switch a gear. I can't remember how to switch movesets. Well, this is bad. I might have to adjust my controller settings later. No, I'm not going to give up. The only time you really want to do counterattacks is when you are just about to lose. Like, theoretically, now would be a good time to try counterattacking. So I'm just waiting for him to... For some reason the counterattack didn't go through. Yeah, take that. 10 damage. I got him on the ropes. Yeah, that's not a fight you're really expected to learn. And then they're going to talk about how strong Bert is anyway. Monster's so strong, even though we just started raising it. It's a bunch of hogwash. And Bert's tired. Of course Bert's tired. Go ahead and let him rest up. And we're going to give him some more defense training. And he failed again. Come on, Bert. Oh well, as I said, he didn't do it right. See, that's bad. He could have done it correctly, and he just didn't. He should be sorry. Don't be lazy. Basically, as long as your monster is trying, there's no reason to punish it. Like, you can't punish someone for putting out a best effort. We'll go ahead and give him some potatoes. And let's see if any battles are coming up. There's one coming up tomorrow, or next week, excuse me. We're gonna put him through training anyway. That happens a lot, apparently. Yes, we want to scold him for not doing it right. Let's see. If just any of those had succeeded, we might have gotten the defense up, but it didn't. Oh well. There's not much of a point in even trying, honestly. It's much better to... There we go. Much better to spend this time, training. His defense went up by 3. Go ahead and rest up, Bert. This game is a lot of... this game actually moves very fast. And no, we are not going to enter that tournament. Are you insane? Because you can skip past the animations. And his defense went up by 5. Excellent! He hit the next level. That's fantastic. We'll give him some potatoes again. That's probably what he's going to eat for his entire life. I'm glad that he likes them. Let's see. Oh, there is an itty-bitty tournament this week. Yeah, she's basically saying that he's going to get confused in battle, which is totally to be expected. You have 2 options when you're doing battles. You can either let them do their own thing, which is a horrible idea because the AI in this game is hot garbage, or you can give commands yourself, and they might get confused, but it's definitely worth the risk. Let's see. This is actually a pretty even fight. He's got us on power and intelligence, but we're even in just about every other area. He does have another attack on us, though, which he immediately opens with. Ooh, that was pretty, brutal. Let's see here. So, the ticking, blue box that's 60-something right now, that's your guts. You have to spend guts on moves. One subtle thing is the more guts you have, the more accurate they will be. So that is, it is worth it to try to let it fill up as much as it can sometimes. There we go. Now, Spin Crush is actually like a really, really strong move to start out with. It costs a lot and it's not very accurate, but when it hits, you'll crush them. So that's a really good thing that we started with. That's actually going to make this a lot easier to succeed with. And when your opponent is confused, your accuracy doubles while they're trying to figure out what's going on. That's also really good for us because, again, as I said, it's not a very accurate move, and baby monsters tend to get confused a lot, so we can take advantage of that. All in all, I'm quite happy with this start. Alright, Giovanni. Let's see who's the better Momo type. And this is a much less advantageous matchup for us. In fact, he's got us beat in every category. And he's got a full gamut of moves. So we are... Oh dear. This might he might actually, Bert actually might be an intelligence type, because those green moves down there, those are intelligence attacks. I'm just chilling and waiting for my guts to get up. I want to make sure I hit as much as I can. Perfect. And that's really, really good for us. Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. Let's see, I'm hoping he'll get confused again. No, all of his attacks are going through pretty well. We're at max guts, might as well try it. Excellent. I don't think we're gonna lose this one now. Yep, that was a win. Alright, first tournament and we won. That is actually really hard to say for just about any starting monster. So, this is fantastic for us. And we got a bunch of prize money, and our fame went up by 10, which is a pretty significant amount, to be honest. And his stats went up. His accuracy went up by 9, and his speed went up by 4. And yeah, we're definitely gonna praise him. He did great. Why wouldn't we? Alright, he's really worn out. We'll go ahead and let him rest, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode on a high note. This has been Let's Play Monster Rancher Advance 2, and have a nice night.